Hey guys, it's Sam from Nonfiction Horror, and today I am going to be doing Newbie Booktube Tag. I actually live in Texas. I live in the South. I have been born and raised in Texas my whole life, and I absolutely love living here. If you get a chance, come and visit us. San Antonio, Austin, Houston, all really great cities. My birthday is in March, and so I just turned 27. I joined Booktube because for me, YouTube in general, I watch a lot more than I watch TV series, so I get really excited when I see a notification pop up that one of my favorite YouTubers has posted a video. So for me, I wanted to be one of those people that I would be excited about watching, and that I would be excited if I got a little notification on my phone. The meaning behind nonfiction horror is naan is a type of bread in India that I absolutely love, the culture and the food and the music and the movies of India. So naan is kind of what I started off the name of my booktube name, the booktube title. Fiction, I knew I wanted to make a booktube channel, so far, you know, nonfiction and horror, of course, my favorite genre of life. So nonfiction horror all together. I thought it was pretty clever because it also kind of sounds like a genre of books, nonfiction horror. So that's totally a type of subgenre. So for me, it worked out perfectly. It has a little bit of pun in there. Obviously, I like anything that's a little bit darker, a little bit scary, thrillers, psychological thrillers. I like standalone books. You won't really see me reading too many series anymore. For me, it's just so much that I feel like they're just adding on. So if you recommend a good series that's maybe short and sweet, I'll totally be into it. I'm liking manga right now. I'm liking graphic novels. So those are pretty much my favorite genres. I'd say I don't have a favorite author. I really kind of just read anything, and since I do read a lot of standalone books, sometimes that varies authors as well. I might read one book from one author and never read any of their other work and then jump onto somebody else. I haven't really found anybody today that I have read every single one of their books, or I'm super excited when they're announcing a new release. I would like to have somebody that I'm like, this is my go-to author that I can recommend to anybody that I meet, say, hey, check this person out, you won't be disappointed. But so far, I just haven't found anybody that I'm like obsessed with. So maybe one day, maybe on this community, I'll find somebody that I hadn't known before that now I end up knowing that I love. The last book I read was The Lovely Bones, which was kind of a disappointment. The subject matter was a little bit darker, so viewer discretion is advised, of course, but to me, I felt like something like that could have gone many different ways in that story, and the ending could have been so much different is all I gotta say. That ending was like such a big cop-out, like, okay, let me just throw something together and call it a day, and like, let's get it published. Must be nice. For the month of April, I decided to finish up the whole Death Note series and to finish up the Saga volume and to finish up the Saga series as well. So that's currently what I am working on and trying to get some graphic novels and manga out of the way so I can totally finish those series and they're not kind of like lingering over me, you know? I will use anything for bookmarks if it's near me. I do have a few cute ones that I like, but honestly, I use sometimes gift cards. I love finding gift cards that I've already used. If they have a cute cover, I totally love using them in there just because you can kind of have an array of different ones. Like I can go to Starbucks and they have like cute little coffee mugs on them, or I've gone to half-price bookstores and they have really cute ones there. Really, honestly, any of those are fun just because I feel like kind of cute just to pop those in there and then you can just keep reusing them. Alright, so this is my TBR pile right here. I want to finish the series of Death Note, and then I have Sagas volume 4, 5, and 6, and I have 7 on the way. These are all from my local library. Check yours out, dude. Totally cheap and free way to read. Can't say it enough. Anyways, no preference, I don't care, I'm there to read the book. I guess if I was wanting to actually collect the book and save it, I would say hardback, but otherwise paperback is just fine. Well, being a minimalist, I honestly would say ebook would be great. That way you can read it and it's gone. It's not taking up space on your bookshelf or in your house. It's just kind of there in cyber world and on a thin tablet, so it's out of the way. But having a physical book is always really nice to actually feel the book, smell the book, flip the pages, all that good stuff. But for me, honestly, no preference either. I'm not too picky. I mean, I'm there to read the book. Everything else is just the cherry on top. And lastly, own or borrow. I gotta say borrow, man, because when I move, I don't like having tons and tons of things to move each time. Not that I do a lot, but for me, I like to just have everything small and compact and not a countless amount of things in my house, because I just feel lately, now that I'm living in my own house, I just want things to be tidy and not really cluttered. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. So definitely borrowing from my library has been great, but every now and then I will probably treat myself to a book. Just I would say there is like a plethora of stories that got me into reading. I started when I was really young reading different types of books. I read tons of series, The Babysitter's Club, I read scary books when I was little, I read Goosebumps, I read Amelia Bedelia, then I grew up and read a little bit more series. There's Harry Potter, Twilight, The Hunger Games. So I really can't pinpoint exactly the series because I didn't really have an aha moment. I really couldn't say. I had been in a reading slump for a long time, and I kind of didn't know what direction to go or what I was even wanting to read anymore. So I believe I just typed in on YouTube, books to read 2015, 2016. Honestly, it was a couple of years ago and I really got into BookTube, or at least heard about it. And I saw Little Book Owl, Katrina. I'm gonna give her tons of plugs, honestly, go check her out. But she just had tons and tons of videos, and they were all really inspiring, and I liked the way she made her videos. They were short and sweet and to the point. She does have a different taste, I'd say, in books. She's a little bit more fantasy driven, which I haven't really ever latched onto the fantasy genre as much as other people have. I'm still waiting to find that book that's just right, where it has action and fantasy and all that kind of stuff involved. I just haven't really had the time to sit down and try different ones to read. But for her, she really is what sparked that whole love for BookTube, and like, oh my goodness, there's other people out there who like to read, and that way I can kind of have a heads up on what I should pick out next. So definitely that was kind of the moment where it was a little plant started forming in my brain, and here we are now that I have my own channel. And so like I said, I'm just hoping to make videos of what I'd like to watch, about books I'd like to read. Let's see, some of the challenges I think I might have is frequently uploading. I feel that even though my channel is going to be mostly book driven, I don't really have like a huge enormous amount of books that I've read. I feel like it's a slow kind of trickle of reading that I do. Like, I read a book here, I read a book there, as opposed to some of the girls that I watch that have read like probably 10 times as much as I read in my lifetime. So I feel like sometimes I'm gonna probably have the challenge of finding content to make and trying to be like, well, I haven't read a book in a while, or I haven't finished all the books I've read, so I'm gonna need to up my reading game so I have a lot more content to read you. I will post some links down below. I haven't really decided if I was going to give the green light and start telling you guys my social media, my Snapchat, all that kind of stuff yet, because right now I'm waiting till I kind of have a little bit more of a following, hopefully, where I actually know if there's anybody who actually wants to see what my life is about before I start publicly just displaying it on the internet. If you guys learned something new, if you have any questions for me, leave them down below. Click a like, subscribe, I don't know, shameless plugs right now, okay? Thank you guys, bye.